Good day, everybody. It's a guy here, the unknown, and today I want us to look at something very important. I want us to look at the most explosive trading strategy for indices. This is one of the simplest strategies you'll ever find out there. Okay, so it's very easy. So I know most of you are already aware about the strategy, and I'm making this video to share my thought process, what I look at, and why I take the trades. Okay, so today I took the NAS. Okay, as I already told you, it doesn't matter how many pips it has gone without you. Okay, you only take a trade when your opportunity is presented. So as you can see today, I'm gonna go through this trade in a minute. As you can see, during the session we look for a chart pattern. Okay, and I've given you all the chart patterns. Okay, so once you see a chart pattern, you are waiting for the big candle that breaks out of the pattern. Okay, so look at this is the big candle that broke out of the pattern. Yes, the timings were not good on this one, but still you can't ignore this one. Just look at the half Batman pattern where they make a half Batman ear, and then this is where they consolidate and they break out with a very big candle. Okay, so I took this trade and my take profit was on the low of the day. Okay, on the low of the day. So yes, that was a roughly 250 pips, and it went 200 and something pips. Okay, that's when it started reversing, and as you already know, I put my targets and I put my take profits, and then I close my charts. So when I came back, I realized that prices were somewhere here. Okay, so I just trailed my stops to above here, because yes, prices were here. I trailed my stops to here, and then I closed the screen. Okay, came back late and I found that okay, they've kicked me out at about 120 something pips. Okay, roughly 125 pips. So it is a good trade, guys. As you can see, the pattern is here. They have Batman. So as I always say, do not chase prices. Wait for your opportunity to be presented, and then take it when it's presented. Make sure it meets all the criteria. And let me reveal something important to all of you. If a pattern builds up at the low or the high or at the closing price, that pattern is highly reliable. I will repeat, if a pattern builds up and they give you the evidence candle at the level, that pattern is highly reliable. This is what I call my A plus setup, and here I'm able to take a bigger lot size. Why? Because this pattern is highly reliable. It's building up at the level. So it's either at the low of the day, at the closing price, or at the high of the day. As you can see, they came to the high and they built a half Batman, and that's when they went boom. And again, as you can see, if you look here, this is the closing price of yesterday. That's where they built a triangle. Okay, they built a triangle, they broke out with a big candle here. This also again went above 50 pips. You see, a pattern that builds at a level is highly reliable. Hence I targeted the low of the day. So guys, let's just go to the chart so that I can show you something. Okay, as you can see what I'm talking about, let's just do this, because there are certain things we look at. Okay, there are three questions we ask ourselves when we come to our screen. We are coming 10 to 5 minutes before the session begins, and we ask ourselves three questions. Do we have trade volume? Are we in any form of a trend? Do we have news? As for today, you can see they send people low, send people low, send people low. However, prices opened in the middle. So we can't tell if these guys down here are trapped or if these guys up here are trapped. Okay. So in cases like this, I prefer to wait until some of these guys have been released. Okay, or if they're giving me an opportunity into trade volume, that's why I want to be careful. Okay, so yes, we had news, so we wait for the news. Okay, we had news around 10 a.m. US time and 4 p.m. South African time, right? So we wait for the news to actually trade. Okay, and again, we were not in any form of a trend. As you can see, this is just roughly one trend line, so we were not in any form of a trend. Therefore, we wait for the session to open. Okay, and since we have news during the session, what do? We wait for the news to actually trade, right? Okay, we waited for the news to trade. Let's see. Okay, let's see where the news were. The news were actually at 14. Okay, 1400. Okay, industrial service. Okay, this is the candle of the news. Okay, okay, This is the news. So we waited for the news to trade, okay? And we are just sitting there patiently. So as I always say, guys, it doesn't matter. Just look how many pips they went. They went roughly 300 pips. This is none of our business. As long as our opportunity is not presented, we do nothing, okay? So the session has begun. Now we need a chart pattern, okay? So what I saw was actually this, a half Batman, okay? A half Batman, okay? This is a half Batman where they make the ear and then they begin to consolidate here and then they break out with an evidence candle. I always say the breakout candle must be a very big candle that breaks out of the pattern, and not to say it must be a big candle by pip sizes. No, as you can see, this is the biggest candle inside this pattern, okay? Inside here, inside the consolidation, it's the biggest candle, but it's not that big because it's roughly 25 pips, okay? So I put my stops 25 pips just above here, okay? And the timing wasn't really well, but look at the evidence candle. It was so perfect, and not only that, it aligned with what was happening on the Dow, okay? It aligned with what was happening on the Dow. So I took this one, okay? Yes, the Dow presented a better opportunity than this one. We'll go there and look, but yeah, this was a very, very beautiful trade. As you can see, it went 220 pips down, and my target was roughly 250 because this line here is the high and this line here is the low. So I at least expected them to come to the low, but eventually they didn't come to the low. And then again, guys, I told you they are building a pattern on the level, okay? This is just a continuation pattern. Why? Because this move is already in motion. I always tell you, if they give you a pattern into a direction and then later they give you a pattern opposing the first one after few minutes, I just prefer to ignore this one. I only take it if it's in line with the initial pattern, okay? Because obviously they will give you a good pattern, and if they are planning to go, or if they are planning a very big move, they will just try to confuse you and scare you out of the trade. So had this pattern broken to the upside, I would have left it. Why? Because they gave me a half Batman and few minutes later they're giving me another one. I only take the opposing one if at least an hour has elapsed, okay? So you can see this is a beautiful breakout, and it went roughly 79. So even here you got your 50 pips, okay? You got your 50 pips, okay? So this is what happened, okay? So guys, again, let's go to the Dow. Let's go to the Dow. Yes, before the session starts, we ask ourselves 3 questions. Are we in any form of a trend? And you'll only be able to identify a trend if it has roughly 2 trend lines on different levels. Guys, I have this in my videos. Just go and watch a video where I spoke about the trends, okay? Because I explain different kind of trends. Even in the playbook, in the description, I explain them. You don't want to be counter trending an explosive trend, okay? But again, all the information is here on YouTube in my videos. You can just go and find the video where I actually spoke about the trends, okay? So guys, yes, we are not in any form of a trend. Who is trapped? On this one, at least, it was better, okay? Because you can see the session opened and they just sent people up and up and up, okay? But when the session opened, we were in the middle. When we were analyzing, we were in the middle. We only knew once the session has began that these people here have been sent up, okay? These people here have been sent up, but it wasn't that clear before the session starts, so we can skip it, okay? We can skip it, okay? And then did we have news? Obviously yes, today we had news, okay? So what do we do when we have news? We wait for the news to trade, okay? We don't touch anything up until the news have traded. So this is the news candle over here, okay? Okay, yes, we had ISM, right? So this is the candle of the news. What do? You do nothing, okay? You do nothing. What did I tell you? A pattern that builds up on a level is powerful. That's where I'm able to take a bigger lot size. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Guys, it's not about how perfect your patterns are. You just have to draw a pattern that makes sense, okay? You have to draw a pattern that makes sense, okay? So look at this here. This is where I drew my pattern, because obviously if I'm gonna put my pattern like this, yes, it's gonna be a triangle, right? It's gonna be a triangle, okay? But this move just came close, which is still okay. I can still put it like this, okay? Because in reality it's not just a line, it's an area, right? It's an area. So one touch down, and then 2 touch up, 2 touch down, 3 touch up, 3 touch down, okay? And that's where what they did, what they broke out with a pin. What did I say when they break out with a pin? I told you guys, I know there are people who took this candle. I told you, wait for the candle to close, because most of the time, just when the candle is about to close, they are gonna pull it back and it's gonna close as a pin. And when they do, because most of you who enter on this candle, because you don't want to wait for a minute to close, what do? You put your stops here, they come and close you, okay? So I told you, wait for the candle to close. So yes, they broke out with a pin, okay? They broke out with a pin, it was still okay. And that's when they came out with another beautiful candle, okay? So when you look at these candles, this candle made a lot of sense and it wasn't that big, the first one, okay? Let's talk about this candle here. This one, what made a lot of sense, it was 17 pips. However, the best evidence candle was this one, okay? Was this one, but it was so big, hence why I chose the Nasdaq. I told you I will compare and take the easiest one, the one that meets all my criteria. So guys, yes, this one was wow, this one ended up going. So one thing I've really came to a conclusion on is that if they give me a super big candle, I can just divide my lot size by half, okay? But I'm not really willing to go beyond 25, okay? So this was the best evidence candle, but look at the size of it. It was already 47. Remember, you can still lose. They can give you this beautiful trade and you can still lose it. This one for me wasn't that much convincing because it's not that big candle that is breaking out of the pattern, okay? Yes, it wasn't that convincing for me. And again, another thing that uh like wasn't convincing for me was the time, okay? Because this candle broke out at 44. So if this one broke out at 44, I didn't trust it. Had I got this candle roughly at half past, I would have taken it, okay? So the time here didn't make sense to me, okay? So yes, this one was a very perfect evidence candle. And however, for me, I just settled with Nasdaq, okay, because this one was so big, okay? So I just want you to see why I choose this one instead of this one. And yes, sometimes I can choose Nasdaq and they can just go 40 pips or 50 pips, and that will be the move for the day. And on the Dow, they can really go, but sometimes you just don't know which one they are gonna go with, okay? Because they can give you the same patterns, but on one they move really, on the other one they don't move, okay? They just play around. It's their choice. They owe us nothing. Yes, Allah, this one actually ended going 300 pips, which was a very beautiful move, okay? So guys, these were beautiful trades, okay? These were beautiful trades, and I just want to keep this video short, okay? Yesterday I found like, okay, the charts weren't much convincing for me, okay? Because there was a lot of up and downs, there was a lot of choppings, there was a lot of like they don't really make much sense to me. So guys, remember, it's not about trading every day. You only trade when you have a good opportunity, which gives you which puts all the odds on your side, okay? You need a high probable setup, okay? So in short, this is all about today. And as I told you, I want to keep this video short, guys. It's not about trading every day, okay? Yes, they're gonna give you a setup almost every day, but it's not like every day it's gonna be there, okay? It's not like every day it's gonna be there. Like if you look at yesterday, let's go back to yesterday. You see, yesterday was a little bit choppy, yes, head and shoulder, but again, it wasn't the best one for me, okay? So it was a little bit choppy. Sometimes they will do these things, okay? Sometimes they will do these things. And yes, of course, they gave a beautiful pattern here, and eventually they broke out of it. But again, here, like, it was just choppy for me, so I didn't really feel comfortable. And the day on Monday, okay, Monday, was it Tuesday or Monday? Here, like, they gave the pattern really late, but once they gave the breakout, they were gone, okay? So guys, as I say, when you backtest, please backtest in real time. Why? Because most of the days, if you don't do that in real time, if you want to backtest the whole week in one backtesting session, chances are you're gonna miss the most important thing, which is the patience. You see, this day they gave the every beautiful breakout. Just look, beautiful breakout, okay? Beautiful breakout candle, okay? After spending many hours, you are sure this move is gonna go beyond 100, okay? Because they spend roughly more than 2 hours, and this is where they just collapsed more than 250 pips, and it was expected because of the time. But guys, if you don't backtest in real time, you're not gonna get this. You're gonna miss the part where you just have to sit on your charts for 3 hours and wait for the move, okay? So I always advise you to backtest in real time. Why? Because I want you to feel that pain, the pain of just sitting and doing nothing. That will allow you to do the same thing when you come to your charts. So guys, it's the same thing every day. It's gonna be there each and every day, but one thing that is required is patience and not having the fear of execution, and really being patient and sitting on your hands, because at the end of the day they are gonna give you what you need. And then again, compare to take the best one, because like this one today, it was so big, the evidence candle was so big, unless you entered it here. But this one for me wasn't that much convincing, because if they give me a pin, I want a candle that closes below the pin. So it wasn't much convincing for me. Only when this one broke down, actually it's at the same time at which the NAS broke down, okay? So it aligned, but here at least they gave a half Batman. We spoke about this pattern countless times, okay? So guys, this is all for today. I wish you the best for tomorrow, because guys, it's the same things every single day. And I know there are people who like feel like this is like, it's just it works sometimes it doesn't work. This works every day. If you are looking for it and you know what you are looking for exactly, and it's not presented, then you do nothing, okay? You only take it when what you're looking for is presented. So guys, I really appreciate you. Have a blessed and a beautiful trading day tomorrow. All the best.